Hello, it's almost Halloween. This is Carrie with Cookbook Divas, and it's Meal Plan Monday. On Mondays and sometimes on Sunday nights, I like to plan my meals for the whole week coming up. We often eat leftovers on Sundays because we go out to restaurants Friday and Saturday. And then Monday, I got to figure out what I'm going to make all week long. So tonight we are going out to a restaurant, but I'm thinking Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be soup night, Thursday, chili, go out Friday. I don't have a lot of meals to plan. Maybe I'll have, besides a soup night, I'd like to do a little Thanksgiving preview, turkey for my boyfriend, fake turkey for me, mashed potatoes that are easy to cook up, a little bit of gravy, and a little bit of cranberry sauce that I'm not going to make fresh because it's a work night. I have a whole bunch of cookbooks to show you today. Many of them are new. I'm excited to jump into The Secret of Cooking because I haven't really checked it out very thoroughly yet. Let me get the chat started off over here on Amazon Live. Feel free to come on over to Amazon if you want to chat. You can also chat on YouTube. You can shop for books over on Amazon. Welcome to Meal Plan Monday. All right. To get started, I wanted to show you this awesome bookshelf. It's a ladder style bookshelf that we got on Amazon. It is $69. It's holding up pretty well. I dropped it a couple times, so the wood kind of chipped on the bottom, but it's got 4 tiers. It kind of leans against the wall if you want it to, or stands straight up. It is by Tankula. I am chatting with you via a Logitech Brio 4K webcam that is currently 35% off. It's supposed to be around $200. Today it's $130 here on Amazon. My microphone, which is right here, is a Logitech for Creators Blue Yeti. It's 15% off today, dropping it down to $110. And my ring light is a Neewer that's 20% off. It's shining in my face. Yay! And did you know that this is a fabric backdrop behind me, not an actual dark kitchen with lots of apples and pumpkins in it? 6% off today. It's by Kate, 7 feet across, 5 feet tall. So it's not tall enough to take adult pictures in front of it. But if you took it outside in your backyard under good natural light and stood a bunch of kids in costumes, it would look like they're standing in a kitchen. And everybody always asks about my cute Lights for Fun pumpkin tier before we get onto the cookbooks. This is great for Halloween, but I also use it for Thanksgiving because it's just gourd shaped. Little on-off switch here. Let's keep it lit up for the show, and we'll dive into the first cookbook of today. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to keep... Oh, I'm logged in as the wrong person. All right, let me switch over here and log in as Cookbook Divas. I was jumping on as Dark Side of the Labor at Katie's channel. Let me try this again. Welcome to Meal Plan Monday. It is Monday, and I've had not quite enough caffeine for the day. So this just came out a couple weeks ago. It's brand new. It's by B. Wilson. I'm going to click on it and make sure I have all the details correct. It came out September 26th. It's by B. Wilson. It's a culinary companion to simplify cooking while making it more enjoyable. That sounds good for me. Now, when I am cooking, I prefer to be alone in the kitchen, and I shut the door to keep family members and pets out. I don't have any pets right now, sadly. And I put on a little bit of music, usually 80s or Stevie Nicks, the Doors, the Eagles. Okay. And then I pour a little glass of wine, not too much, or I make some more tea and I get cooking. I need alone time to experiment. And that way, if I burn something, the whole house doesn't smell burned. And if I make a mess, no one has to be bothered. And if I really make something that tastes yucky, I can throw it away and nobody will know. This book says, do you wish you could cook more but don't know where to start? B. Wilson has spent years collecting cooking secrets that she's going to share with us, ways of speeding up cooking or slowing it down, because it's hard to get everything hot on the table all at the same time, right? Without something else getting cold or something being too scorching. She's going to share the simplest chicken stew that even the pickiest of eaters, aka children or some grown men, will love anyway. Zucchini and herb fritters, yes please. Salads to savor like a tuna salad with anchovy dressing. Leisurely products, I don't have a lot of leisure cooking time. Like an aromatic all-purpose curry powder, if you really need to make your own. And quicker food for friends, like bulgur and eggplant pilaf with pistachio and lemon. Ooh, Middle Eastern. Recipes for an easier life in the kitchen. Let me jump over to StreamYard and make sure I can see what I'm showing you. Okay, here's our author. B. Wilson. The chapters, there's a lot in here. Cut yourself some slack, take the easy way out, have a backup plan. I always do. It's called frozen pizza, right? Teach yourself to cook with a carrot. Okay. What no one tells you about cooking, find the missing element, use the tools you have and get the tools you need. This is great advice. This is looking like it would be a fantastic beginner cookbook. Cooking as a remedy, reduce your options and the sweetness of routine, etc. So I'm just going to kind of jump forward. There's a lot of reading to do because we need to learn. So this isn't going to be one photo per recipe, but she's also going to tell us why we're doing what we're doing when we're taking shortcuts. Here's a no-knead herb garden focaccia, and she's telling you about how she came across the recipe and developed it and blah, blah, blah. And then over here is the beautiful no-knead focaccia and the recipe, which involves lots of steps. But when you come home and someone has been baking focaccia in your kitchen, it smells amazing. This is slow start roasted chicken. Let me jump ahead. Molasses and oat soda bread. So the pictures are kind of muted and serious. There's a few illustrations. Reduce your options and the sweetness of routine. Repertoires and rituals. I definitely have that. I throw a lot of dinner parties, and I definitely have 3 main meals that I throw to make it easier. Of course, I don't have the same people coming to my house all the time, or they would be like, why are you always hosting with pasta? Ooh, is that zucchini fritters with onion rings? Here is skillet scallions. So lots of healthy cooking in here too, besides the comfort food. Adaptable foods. So there's a lot of reading. This is really something you're not just flipping through getting inspiration, you are learning. Here's celery root and white bean bouillabaisse. Something I wouldn't have thought of making. That totally makes sense. Here's universal straight tomato sauce, a good recipe to have on hand. Green curry with crispy fish and peas. Asparagus and pea laksa with fried tofu puffs. That would be a gorgeous spring dinner. Yum. I don't think I've ever made fried tofu puffs, and I'm vegetarian, so I eat a lot of tofu. Elegant dinner for 4 that happens to be gluten-free. There you go, Katie. So that is basically B. Wilson's masterpiece, The Secret of Cooking. Newlywed gift, I'm thinking. A college student that's just moved into their first apartment or first home after college, somebody that needs to learn more about cooking. Great reference. I'm going to put this back up here, and it is on sale today. 19% off, dropping it down to $32 for those of you that like cooking out of hardback cookbooks. Next, we got sent Mildred's Easy Vegan from the publisher. Thank you very much. We were hoping we would show it to you, and I'm going to, but I didn't do a good job of stacking my cookbooks in the order in which I put them in my Amazon carousel. All right. Whew. Let me pop over to the comments, check on YouTube. Well, I'm going to type something to our YouTube fans. Welcome to Meal Plan Monday on YouTube. Okay, just have to get the commenting started so people aren't shy. Mildred's is a restaurant chain, which I've never been to or heard of until they sent me this book. Easy vegan, exciting food, simply cooked. Simple recipes for excellent plant-based meals. Drawing on their wealth of experience and creativity in vegan cooking, the team at Mildred's brings us a brand new collection of more than 100 recipes for relaxed everyday eating. That is what I want to do. I want to be relaxed. All right. Go ahead and click on it in the shopping carousel if you're watching on Amazon, if you want to check it out. The publisher is Hamlin. And the table of contents is brunch, sharing, light, comfort, crowd pleasers, sides, dressings, and pickles, sweet bakes, and drinks. Let me flip through for a second so you can get an idea of how gorgeous this cookbook is. Oh, colorful and pretty. Oh, I saw some soups. I saw some cute stuff. What? Peanut butter and jam overnight oats. That would only work if I drag myself away from the fireplace where I'm usually reading a book or watching TV with my boyfriend at night and actually plan ahead. Not so good at the planning ahead for the next morning. I get distracted. Chocolate hazelnut crepes, vegan style. And I own a lot of vegan cookbooks, even though I am not personally vegan, because you can always add butter and milk and cream and cheese in there if you really want to. You can adapt the recipe for vegetarians. 2 tofu sando. That's pretty. I'm not sure how you would eat that. I think you'd have to. Kimchi grilled cheese. That's fun. And by cheese, they spelled it with a Z because it's involving vegan cheese, of course. Let me find one of these gorgeous pictures. Barbecue sweet corn, quote unquote, ribs. And potato and parsnip latkes. Drop a note and let me know where you're watching from. Grilled peach and tomato salad with Thai basil. Gorgeous. Now, if you weren't vegan, you could throw in some soft cheese in there, some goat cheese, if you wanted to. Spiced tahini aubergines. You can tell this is a UK cookbook because they said aubergine instead of eggplant because they're fancy. With brinjal pickle yogurt. I've never heard the word brinjal before. Brinjal, I don't know. And mango salad. Beautiful. Here's Hispy cashew moelle or moelle. Never heard these words. A creamy and mild coconut curry from Goa. Asparagus and chicken pot pie. That looks good. I love pot pies. The vegetarian kind. Sausage and mustard mash with red wine gravy. That's beautiful. I would love to go to this restaurant. I'm going to have to look one up next time I'm in the UK. Pepper chicken enchilada roja. I'm probably going to try this recipe because I recently made enchiladas, vegetarian ones, onion and cheese, and a little bit of chiles. It was boring. The enchilada sauce I used was the same canned sauce I always use to save time. It wasn't very good, so I'm going to try this. I mean, we ate it. People ate it. They didn't come back for seconds. And I didn't see any of it in the trash, so that's good. 5-spice tofu banh mi. That's pretty. This is chermoula cauliflower galette. You guys know I love galettes. I'm always raving about them. Those of you just joining us, we're looking through Mildred's Easy Vegan, and we're going to pop through about 12 more cookbooks today, including some Halloween-themed ones, like the brand new, awesome Nightmare Before Christmas baking book. We're just going to finish up a couple more vegan recipes here. This is smashed cucumbers, but it looks like they have some spice on them. Soy sauce, rice vinegar, Chinese chili oil, and Sichuan peppercorns. Woo! Here's za'atar pita chips. And I'm glad I ate a big breakfast because I'm looking at all this good food. Creme brulee, double chocolate ice cream sandwiches. Okay, I wonder why my nose only gets itchy when I'm live on camera. That's very annoying. So let's jump ahead to I'm going to take a sip out of my Sweetwater Decor Hello Pumpkin mug. It's a campfire mug. It's metal, so no microwave. Sad. But I like drinking water out of it because the enameled steel keeps it cold longer. I'm looking for my Nightmare Before Christmas baking book because I think, let's look through Disney Cooking with Magic because it's on sale today. This just came out. It is stunning and beautiful. Disney fans are going to lose their minds over this cookbook. And there's several cookbooks that are Disney, focused. This is a century of recipes, and they go through every decade. And the movies from the decades, Snow White from the 30s, Cinderella from the 50s, etc., and they have recipes themed around those films. It's 30% off today, dropping it down to $27.98. If you have a Disney fan in your life that likes to bake, this would be an awesome Christmas gift. So, of course, there's mouse ears on the end papers. Wizard hat cupcakes made obviously with ice cream cones. This is by Inside Editions, and they did send us this cookbook hoping we would look through it, so thank you for the gift, the publisher. Chapters go through the decades, starting back in 1923 all the way up to the present. This year is Disney's 100th anniversary, so they're coming out with lots of products. Timeline of the films, ingredients and techniques, and the other cool part of this book is besides the recipes, they show you large, full color stills of the animation. So here's some of the dishes we're going to be making. Chapter 1, 1923 to 1949. Snow White. Louisiana fries from Steamboat Willie. And here they say it's a side dish, gluten-free and vegan, and 4 servings. So they do that for every recipe. Straw and hay pasta from Three Little Pigs. That's cracking me up. And buttermilk honey skillet cornbread. And Golden Touch roasted chicken from The Golden Touch. I've never heard of that film. Safe to eat apple strudel from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This would probably be the first thing I bake out of this cookbook. I love making apple pie, and I've never made an apple strudel. So I think I need to do that, especially because I'm of German ancestry on one side of the family. Here's the recipe. You get another Snow White picture to celebrate the film. Little cutscene from there. Black Forest hot cocoa. I am in a mood for hot cocoa, and here in Seattle, it went from being in the upper 40s, 50s at night to bam, 29 degrees. Woo! So we cranked up the furnace, lit a fire last night, and I had my first cup of hot cocoa for the season, and it was not Swiss Miss. That's for babies. It was Godiva, and I also really like the Starbucks double chocolate. So what makes this a Black Forest hot cocoa? You need bittersweet chocolate chopped, granulated sugar, whole milk, almond extract, cherry juice. That's what makes it Black Forest. Yum. And I do have, they're asking for 100% cherry juice. I do have that in the house. Whipping cream and chocolate shavings, and if you have them, 4 candied dark cherries, premium cocktail cherries. I have those too. Tuscan roast chicken from Pinocchio. They somehow tied that in. That must be an Italian fairy tale. Waltz of the Flowers fairy cakes from Fantasia. I'm going to have to start skipping ahead because I'm not supposed to show you every picture from the book, but we're so excited about this. Here's Wild Chase tea biscuits from The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Chapter 2, there's Cinderella. She's my favorite because she gets to work hard and then go to a party. That is how I live my life. Mouse approved cheesy corn puffs. So I love that they found stuff to make recipes around the film's themes that we actually want to eat. I would totally eat the heck out of those. I love this. Those of you just joining us, we're looking through Disney's Cooking with Magic, a century of recipes. Bibbidi Bobbidi Blueberry Tarts. That was kind of hard to say fast. Woo! I did it. I made it. And next up is a Cheshire Cat Grin cocktail from Alice in Wonderland. Now, I wanted to let you know that we're going to be looking through a whole bunch of cookbooks here. And then later today, I'm going to be over on our other channel, Dark Side of the Library, here on Amazon. There's the address down below. I'm going to be talking about spooky season reads. Because even though Halloween is almost over, we're still going to be reading lots of dark and creepy books throughout the season. Because it's going to be really rainy. So anyway, that was a little commercial for our other channel. Let's move back on to this gorgeous Disney cookbook. Very Tall Buttercream Birthday Cake. That is gorgeous. It is from Sleeping Beauty. It yields 12 to 16 servings. That is a lot of frosting, and I don't have good piping skills. So mine wouldn't turn out that pretty, but it would still be very edible. Here's a scene. Hello, Rome. I'm looking through a Disney cookbook, and it's making me hungry, and now I want cake. How are you doing? I know. I don't think mine would end up that pretty. I also really like, here's the one that would be easy to make. Wizard hat cupcakes with ice cream cones that you dip. I know. Now you want cake. I know. I'm back. I have my studio set up. I'm going to be live streaming more often, especially with Christmas coming. And who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? When I had a nursery set up in this house, it was actually in this room that's my studio now, and I had Winnie the Pooh decor, but I did classic Winnie the Pooh, so everything was like pastel blue and green and light yellow. Mackerel of honey cakes. And you could buy little sugar bees like this on Amazon. I don't have them in the carousel, though, because they're kind of hard to make yourself, but this one just uses little almond slices to be the wings. And you could use marzipan candy to make your own beer. Yes, coffee and cake. I've only had 2 cups of tea this morning. Normally, by this point of day, I've had 4, so I'm a little like, I need caffeine. Blustery day carrot soup. So I'm someone that will eat carrot soup if someone else makes it for me, but I'm allergic to cinnamon and ginger, and a lot of people put that in carrot soup, so I would have to make it for myself. This one calls for fennel bulbs with the tops. I don't like the taste of fennel. It's licoricey. So I would skip it. I would basically ignore most of this recipe. But here's something interesting. They ask for 2 large strips of orange peel to give it that brightness. I never would have thought to put orange peel in my carrot soup. Ah, probably doesn't help with the color, and carrots are orange enough anyway. This is from The Fox and the Hound, porcupine-shaped meatballs. From The Little Mermaid, we have under the sea curried crab-free dumplings. Well, you could put crab in your dumplings, but then Sebastian would be super offended, but that's okay. Gorgeous photography in this book. I love that they're sharing uh, illustrations from the films or stills. Soup du jour from Beauty and the Beast. And you're going to make your own croutons too. Too much work. Hot hors d'oeuvre gougères, also from Beauty and the Beast. My second favorite Disney princess, because Belle gets to read a book and dance. I'm not good at dancing though. Tart aux fraises with Mrs. Potts special tea. A beautiful raspberry tart. I would make that in the spring, not right now. Arabian moon cookies from Aladdin. No worries mashed potatoes from The Lion King. Yum. There's a bunch of green stuff in there. My kids would not eat mashed potatoes with anything green in them. That would not be happening. I would. Three Sisters Succotash from Pocahontas. I'm going to jump ahead because I can't show you the whole book. Happy to See You Porridge from Mulan. We're getting into the 2000s and the films that came out then, such as The Emperor's New Groove, roasted purple Peruvian potatoes. I think I can get purple potatoes at the Trader Joe's near me. Maybe Amazon Fresh has them or Whole Foods, which is owned by Amazon. Mudka's Meat Hut Mug of Meat. Oh, from The Emperor's New Groove. I can't handle it. I'm vegetarian. I'm turning the page. There, that's pretty. Nut crusted salmon with cranberry relish from Brother Bear. And cannon meatballs in gravy from Meet the Robinsons. I've not heard of that movie. Anybody here? Have you seen it? I don't know. Let's look through a couple more before we switch cookbooks. Best gumbo you've ever tasted from The Princess and the Frog. I went to a vegetarian restaurant in New Orleans twice, about 10 years ago, because they had vegetarian gumbo and vegetarian jambalaya, and it was the most amazing jambalaya I'd ever had, and I dream about it sometimes. I've got to go back. 2010 to the present, we're getting to the end of the book. Parmesan garlic braided skillet bread. It's Rapunzel. It's from Tangled. It's supposed to look like her hair. Sundrop flower sipper from Tangled. That would be nice in summer. It has a ginger basil syrup. And then from Big Hero 6, face numbing chicken wings. I'll pass on that. My face is numb enough. Unification soup from Raya and the Last Dragon. This is a phenomenal cookbook. I'm so glad that the publisher Inside Editions sent it to us as a gift and allowed me to look through it with you so generously and didn't freak out that I showed so many of the photos. Let's set this aside, but I had to mention it's 30% off today. Next, the publisher sent us a Polish vegetarian cookbook, and I'm not very familiar with Polish food because usually it's very meat and sausage heavy and I don't get to eat it. I'm wondering if it's as cabbage heavy as some of the Russian cookbooks that I have, and I'm not a cabbage fan, but I'll eat it. I probably wouldn't seek it out though. This cookbook is 10% off today, which is pretty good considering it just came out like a week ago. Modern Vegetarian Cooking from Global Poland by Michal Korkos. I don't know how to say their name. I'm so sorry. And the dedication says, for my very, very best friends who are like a second family to me. Oh, nice. So the chapters are raw, stovetop, steamed, smashed and blended, confit, baked and roasted. I love that they're making chapters based on the cooking method. That's pretty clever. I haven't seen that in a lot of cookbooks. Charred, grilled, and pan roasted is a whole chapter. Pan fried, deep fried, that's going to be my favorite chapter. Infused and browned, fermented and preserved, and then sweet. And here's the author. Let's jump in. Of course, international cookbooks always have a pantry section where you're picking up the ingredients that you might not have, like smoked tofu. I do have panko because here in the Pacific Northwest, is very, very Asian influenced, and so we all use panko instead of breadcrumbs, fruit vinegars, nigella seeds, etc. So here's the first chapter: raw, crunchy, fresh, and vibrant. And the first recipe of the cookbook is smashed cucumber with smoked tofu walnut sauce, fancy, crispy shallots, and chile. Zucchini carpaccio with fried capers, mint, and parmesan. I've never fried capers before. I have a jar of them in the fridge. They're all pickly. I don't know. Cabbage salad. I knew there was going to be some cabbage, and I wasn't disappointed. Third recipe in. With green sauce, olives, and brinza cheese. I've never heard of brinza. I wonder if that was in the pantry section, so I can look up and see if there's an equivalent in case I can't find it. No, they're mentioning Zafir and Zdugas cheeses. Polish long ripened cheese similar to Italian Parmesan. Aha, there's my substitution. The difference is Zafir cheese, animal rennet is not used, so it's fully vegetarian, and Parmesan is not. Yes. Okay. Let's jump ahead a little bit. Romaine lettuce and radish. Okay, I don't need a salad recipe. I make lots of salads. I'm going to move ahead. This looks good. Charred corn risotto. And charring the corn deepens the flavor. Just careful not to burn it. Here's a miso red cabbage stew. That explains the word global in the title of the cookbook, because I wouldn't expect Polish people to have had access to miso because it's a Japanese flavoring, but we're very global here. Autumn sauerkraut bigos with butternut squash, porcini, and grapes. And beet greens golubki with millet, chanterelles, and cherry tomatoes. I don't know what a golubki is, but that looks good. Steamed eggplant lettuce tacos. Any excuse to have tacos, right? Mashed and blended chapter. White bean, roasted garlic, and mushroom spread with horseradish and dill. And even though it's almost November, I still have herbs growing on my side of my kitchen, but I don't have dill. Dill does not like our cold weather that we just had. It died. Creamy confit tomato soup. Sour cream labneh with step-by-step photos for making it. I love that. Garlic confit. Ooh, I can make my own. The big flavor roasted tomato broth. Important to have basics like that in a cookbook. Roasted parsley root. I'm not sure I can get parsley root maybe at Whole Foods. Charred, grilled, and pan roasted. Vegetarian dishes. Charred corn soup. Meal Plan Monday. I want to make this. You can use buttermilk, and remember, this is not a vegan cookbook, it's vegetarian, but if you're vegan, you could substitute your favorite buttermilk nut milk. Coriander and chili oil. There's lots of butter in this recipe. Well, not lots, 3 tablespoons. Vegetable broth, dried porcini. I want to use fresh. I think I could. Pan fried. This will be fun. Forever green lentil cutlet. That looks very dry, so I would have to think about if I would make that or not. Crispy Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. I make them at home because at restaurants they usually have, as you know, bacon all over them. This one has miso bagna cotta, lemony parsley, and panko instead. Cauliflower potato harissa croquetti with grapefruit sour cream. What? I've never heard of such a thing. That's pretty cool. I like making croquettes. Here's Silesian dumplings and step-by-step photos how to make them. Fermented cherry tomatoes with red chili and lots of spices. And this is dill pickle soup. I would eat the heck out of that. I'm laughing because my friend Rodana loves dill pickles. She even just drinks the pickle juice and ignores the pickle. I am going to make her this soup. I need to bookmark this. And send her a photo and see if she wants me to make it for her. I've recently picked up these little flag post-it notes thinking that they maybe will not damage the page like a paperclip would. And I'm going to cut them open right now. And I see that we have a few people watching over on YouTube. Be sure to say hi in the comments. I'm checking out for you. Oh, and I'm in the wrong window, but no one commented. That's okay. And over on Amazon, you can click on the cookbook if you'd like to get a closer look at it or shop for it. It's 10% off today. I'm having trouble opening this Post-it note package. Only because I'm on camera with people watching me. The universe is funny that way. Okay, I have my Post-it note and I can mark this page and come back to it later and maybe make it and chat about it. Okay, there we go. So that is Polish, Modern Vegetarian Cooking from Global Poland, and it's really cool. Hello from Massachusetts, Nine Doves. Would you eat or make dill pickle soup? That is really shocking to me, and I'm very tempted. But I like pickles a lot, probably more than a normal person. So the next cookbook we're going to look through, I'm looking for my Halloween one. There it is. The Nightmare Before Christmas baking book. Everybody all over Cookbookstagram is freaking out about this book. Cook Talk. We don't have a presence over on Cook Talk because I'm just not a TikTok person. But I glance through once in a while. Uh-oh. Where did I put it? We might not be looking. Aha, it's on the bottom. I didn't do a good job of organizing these so that we could grab them in the order I wanted to go through them. So, The Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite movie, period. I also like The Fifth Element, The Empire Strikes Back, Pulp Fiction. Anyway, favorite movie. So this official baking cookbook came out. Inside Edition sent us a copy. Thank you so much again. And they're letting us look through it. And this is really fun. I own, of course, all of the Nightmare Before Christmas cookbooks, blah, blah, blah. But this one is just way more fun. But there's some recipes I won't even attempt because probably not. Nine Doves is not going to eat dill pickle soup. Yeah, I don't blame you. So let's jump inside and see what's going on. And what are you going to be for Halloween? I went to a Halloween party yesterday and it was really cold. So I just wore a black dress and threw on a witch hat and a witch cape and called it good. But I have to go to something tonight and I'm thinking I should be more creative. And I have a vampire costume somewhere in the house. So this is by Sandy K. Snugley. The chapters are Tricks and Treats, Tools and Advice, Creepy Cupcakes and Blood-Curdling Bakes. Chapter 2 is Perilous Pies and Sweet Scary Bakes. Chapter 3 is Frightful Cookies, Shuddersome Sheet Cakes, Show-Stopping Spectacle Cakes. That is going to be an interesting chapter. So, of course, here's Jack Skellington Donuts he always has his little bat necktie thingy, or bow tie. Candy making tips, vanilla bean tips, royal icing tricks. Creepy Cupcakes, the first chapter. Cyclops eyeball cupcakes. These creepy spectacular cupcakes will have your partygoers begging for more. It makes 24 cupcakes skill level easy. They are coconut cupcakes. Here's your instructions. Deadly Nightshade blue cake parfaits. So far, every recipe has its own photo. I love that. This recipe continues on page 18. There it is. Piped jack-o'-lantern cupcakes. Oh, Christmas tree gingerbread cupcakes. Oh, there's some Christmas recipes in here too. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead because I can't show you the whole book. But here's Perilous Pies and Sweet Scary Bakes. Dr. Finkelstein Charlotte Royale Brain Cake. I'm not sure I'd be able to eat something that looks like that. I'm sure it's delicious, but I'd be cutting into it and like thinking of a brain. That is really clever. Although it does kind of look like cinnamon rolls, but it's not. It's a cake roll. They ask for gelatin powder in the recipe, but you might want to use your vegan or vegetarian substitute if you are that way. Spiral Hill poppy seed rolls, striped Skellington suit, baked coffee donuts. Yum. Oh, a Jack Skellington pie. This is a fun cookbook. Lock, Shock, and Barrel mini cake trio. So yesterday at the Halloween party, there was a lady dressed as Shock. But Shock has a green face, and the lady, for whatever reason, had a pink outfit and then pink face makeup. But, A for effort. But I said, oh, I feel so bad for you. It's going to take hours to wipe your makeup off. And she went home, and hours later, she DM'd me and was like, oh my God, I was in the bathroom for hours getting my makeup off. Here's Zero's Doghouse Gingerbread House. Aww. Frightful Cookies chapter. I see Sally's dress. I like that they decorated the page with little decorations too. Ooh, cockroach citrus madeleines. Nah, let's move on. Sally Patchwork Cookie Hearts, all very sweet. Wormswort and Frog's Breath Soup Bowl cookies, but no picture, so I'm not sure what they're supposed to look like. Sally Blue Helping Hands cookies. That's cute. That's cute. Ooh, Toffee Espresso Coffin cookies. Let's get to the show-stopping cakes, though, shall we? Oh, Shuttersome sheet cakes. I like sheet cakes. Okay, that's not too impressive, but I bet it's delicious. This would be a ton of work. This is Sally Buttercream Roses sheet cake. You would be piping and piping and piping all day. You'd need one of those helping hands. Of course, there's an Oogie Boogie cake where worms are falling out of it. Of course, Zero needs some dog bones. There's a beautiful coffin cake, chocolate, of course. Pink Easter Bunny cut-up cake. Here's the show-stopping spectacle cakes. All right, ready for it? I can only show you a few because I don't want to spoil the whole book. How about all the time it would take to put all the M&Ms on the snake? And it looks like you're baking. No, okay, that's presents. I thought you were baking the presents too. I'm like, no, that's too much work. A pumpkin head tres leches cake. Okay, that wouldn't be too hard. That's doable. Showstopper, black cat. Oh, all right. The mayor. And I'm assuming you make the other face on the other side of the cake. How do you get the hat to stand up? Are you using skewers? Yep, skewers. Phew. Okay. Do they show the other side of his face? They do. That's clever. I like that. Okay. And you could make a Sandy Claus cake. All the instructions are here, and there's a lot of them. And that's all I should probably show you because I don't want to wreck the entire book. But okay, one more. Creepy Candy Bug Cake. Oogie boogie. So this is an official licensed cookbook, so they were able to use the characters from the movie and depict them, etc., etc. It's not one of those unofficial cookbooks. It is by Disney with Inside Editions. Thank you so much again for sending me this copy of this amazing book. Great Christmas present for people that love The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is like half the people I know. So probably half the population of the United States loves this book, if we can infer that. It is 30% off today, $19.58. So next, I have the cutest little surprisingly good cookbook. It's just Bistro. It's classic French dishes to cook and enjoy at home. And I don't go to a lot of French restaurants because I'm vegetarian. They're very meat heavy. But as I was flipping through this cute little book over on the Cookbook Divas Instagram, I was struck at how many of these things I could eat with very few modifications. And the pictures are gorgeous and the recipes sound so good. Soup à pistou. It does help if you know a little bit of French. Cabbage soup. I wouldn't really go out of my way to make cabbage soup, but I admit that looks pretty good. Kitchen garden soup. That would be good for summer. Vegetable bouillabaisse. I did not expect to see that in a French cookbook. French onion soup, which I would make with vegetable broth so it wouldn't be as flavorful as you meat eaters that have the actual beef broth soup. And then there's a chapter on meat, pork and cider with potatoes and apples. I felt like this cookbook was perfect, especially for autumn and winter foods, because a lot of this is comfort food, etc. Marinated pork roast. And it's just this cute, simple little cookbook. A cassoulet. There's a National Cassoulet Day that I think is around January 18 or 19, and everybody makes cassoulet. It's very warming, comforting food with beans, and I substitute and make it vegetarian. Stuffed tomatoes, spring lamb stew with vegetables, roast chicken with herbs and lemon, chicken with tarragon. I grew tarragon this year, and then I only used it in one soup, and then my tarragon died. Fish and seafood, sole meunier, whole roast monkfish, ratatouille, a very French dish, potatoes with reblochon. I don't know if I remember if I've heard that word before. Of course, French people do a lot of salads. Chicory salad with roquefort, celery, and walnuts. Carrots with cream and herbs. French beans with garlic. Cauliflower gratin. This could be a nice side dish for Thanksgiving, by the way. So this is just a sweet little cookbook, and I love the gilded edges. It's Bistro, and it's $14.95 on Amazon today. Let's look through Coastline because I don't think I have showcased this before on Cookbook Divas, either on Instagram or YouTube or anywhere. This is Food of the Mediterranean, Italy, France, and Spain. I love Mediterranean food, but I also love Middle Eastern food. This is by Lucio Galetto and David Dale, and it came out. It's Murdoch Books, which is based in Sydney and London. That's pretty. This says Catalans call them Satans or Satans, not Satan like the Halloween Satan. Provençals call them Anchois. Ligurians call them Ashuguet. For 4,000 years, anchovies have been a core ingredient in the cuisine of the sun. Don't know when it came out because cookbooks from Australia and parts of the UK put their year in the back, 2021. Okay. Chapters, origins and essentials, sauces and dips, snacks and starters, salads, bread and pizza, soups and stews, simple pleasures, desserts, and pastries. Let's do a quick flip through. It's going to be kind of a travel log and make us all want to travel to Spain and Italy and France. Oh, I think I just saw a tart. Yum. So let's jump in. Okay, travel. Provençal sauce, a peas stew, farinata, and a tapenade. I had the best olive tapenade at a Spanish restaurant yesterday. Crema di noce, walnut sauce. And it looks like they've used it on ravioli. Yum. Travel. We wish we could go there. Frittata ai pepperoni, an omelet with peppers. Frittata just means omelet. Okay. Mushroom and prawn bites. Prawns in almond batter. Here is finocchi gratinati, baked fennel. I wish I liked fennel. I guess I could eat that, but I probably wouldn't make it. Artichokes with ham and pine nuts. I've never seen them served with ham. How do you do that? Carpaccio alla caponata. That is a salmon carpaccio with anchovy salad. This might be a better summer cookbook. Roasted vegetables. You can do those any time of year. Oh, I think we're getting into Spain. I see paella. Here's a pasta arrosto con la arcelle. Roasted spaghetti with baby clams. Here's the bread and pizza chapter. Oh, focaccia with onion and rosemary. So beautiful photography in this cookbook. Nice work and how to get it. Okay, this is chickpea polenta. I usually buy my polenta, but you can make it yourself. This is a whitefish soup with orange aioli. I've never seen a recipe like that before. That's interesting. We're looking through Coastline. Go ahead and click on it in the shopping carousel and check it out. It is not on sale. Bummer. Old Rich, New Poor. Here is baked lobster. Potato and sardine bake. Does not look appetizing to me, but you might like it. Here's a lentil and chorizo stew. Now that would be good for autumn and winter. And we're in the dessert section, cherry and almond rice pudding. And here's sun-dried figs. And a Ligurian apricot tart looks amazing. That is Coastline. This is the first time we've looked through it here. I find it very interesting, but I might pull it out more towards the summer. Next up, how are you guys doing? Are you going to Halloween party tomorrow, possibly? Or taking kids out trick-or-treating? What does your meal plan look like for Halloween? So one time I was invited to a friend's house because she lived in one of those neighborhoods where hundreds of kids come by and you have to help her answer the door. You can barely get the door shut before it's ringing again because there's more kids. And she said, I'm going to have a big pot of macaroni and cheese on the stove. Just grab your kids after school, get them in their costumes, and come on up here. Well, it was an hour drive in the dark and rain and traffic. And by the time we got there, even though there were only 5 or 6 people there, her pot of macaroni was gone. So it was big too. It was like a stock pot. We were so hungry. And by the time my kids ate all their candy, they were so hyper on the way home. We had to stop at like a Denny's and eat. So if I ever host a Halloween party, invite people with children over, I'm going to have like 4 giant pots of macaroni. So I think we're going to look through something that's not quite a cookbook right now, a passion for whiskey. This is the time of year that I'm more likely to enjoy drinking whiskey and bourbon and rye because it's cold and I'm sitting by the fire or I'm out by the bonfire. And if I had hot steaming tea in here, I might throw in a lemon, some honey, and toss in some bourbon, and I would have a hot toddy in my Hello Pumpkin mug. The publisher sent us this book as a gift because they know I love whiskey. Thank you. And I'm Scottish. And this is not a cookbook, but it's a food history book. And it's how the tiny Scottish island of Islay, I needed to look that up before I did this live stream, creates malts that captivate the world. So they sent me an insert. Mitchell Beasley is the publisher. This comes out November 7th. So next week, it's an illustrated book, and Ian, the author, Wisniewski, I'm attempting to say his last name, is one of our foremost drinks writers. The Scottish island of Islay produces some of the world's most revered malt whiskies and is described by the New York Times as the equivalent of Bordeaux for wine lovers. In this book, the author explores the unique combination of tradition, innovation, climate, and location. We know that from the wine industry, your location and climate has a lot to do with the flavor of your wine. They're going to make individual profiles of Islay's 13 distilleries, including tasting notes for selected malts that illustrate the incredible range of peated styles produced, together with the section on tasting techniques. Don't just... So let's check it out. They say it's illustrated, so I'm looking forward to that. The chapters are the names of the Scottish. I'm going to try to pronounce them. Ardbeg, Ardnahoe, Bowmore, Bunnahabhain, maybe, Brooklodic, Colna, Ely, Kilchoman, Lagavulin, that one I know, Lagan Bay, Lafroig, this is hard, Port Ellen, that one I got, and another one. So, not a lot of pictures to show you. We're going to learn a lot about whiskey from this, and I'm trying to be a Scotch drinker, but this book's about whiskey, which I prefer. Glassware, tasting notes, diluting them, etc. Ardbeg. Very few illustrations, just in between the chapters. But if you know someone that loves Scotch whiskey or Scottish whiskey, this is coming out next week. Christmas book alert, maybe for your grandpa or your uncle or your auntie, if she's someone like me that loves whiskey. So thank you for that cookbook, and looking through that was fun. It's $29.99. Ooh, I just jumped out of the app. Okay. That was Bistro. We did Nightmare Before Christmas. Well, let's look through Flask while we're talking about alcohol. I forgot I had this cute little book on my shelf. It's called Flask, 41 Portable Cocktails to Drink Anywhere. This would be a great present for someone aged 21 to 30. The most likely people to have a flask to maybe get stuff into concerts. This is by Sarah Baird. It's very shiny. It's a cute little book. Chronicle Books is the publisher, one of our favorites. This came out in 2019. The chapters are, what is a flask and why do I need one? A history of the flask, taxonomy of flasks and flask accessories, what style of flask is right for you, do's and don'ts for flask cocktail excellence, and then recipes, all in the family, the great outdoors, like a beach day, the holidays, winter holidays, New Year's Eve, brunch, up and away, on the go classic cocktails and infusions. So let me quickly flip through this. It's just a cute little book. Little bit of reading to do in the front. I'm going to jump to the holiday. Ooh, honey whiskey. I'm going to jump to the holiday chapter. The Perfect Flask, Rob Roy. See, I love this. I would have just poured whiskey into my flask and walked away, but these people are making cocktails to take with them. 1 dash of ginger bitters, 2 dashes of orange bitters, Royal Rouge Vermouth, and then a lot of Johnny Walker Black Label Scotch, specifically on-the-go classic cocktails, Twilight in Tahiti, Don't know why they're showing a banana. Ooh, banana liqueur. No, thank you. Something called an illegal smile. I love that they're illustrating the proportions that you need. Brunch. North to Alaska. And they're changing the shape of the flask every time. I love that. That could be a cute little stocking stuffer. This would fit in a stocking if your stocking is big enough. That is Flask, and it's on sale 27% off, dropping it down to $12 for a cute little gift book. I grabbed this book from the library. I'm lucky to get it because it's been on hold forever. Oh, this is First Cream the Butter and Sugar. It's by Amelia Jackson. I think Katie did a look through of this over on our YouTube channel. The address is right down below me, scrolling by on the screen if you want to go check out a thorough look through. Make baking your happy place. It's not so much as science, it's practice plus play, which becomes instinct and then art. And even the failures are delicious. Welcome to First Cream the Butter and Sugar, the ultimate guide for everyone who loves cake. Whether you're here for the only chocolate chip cookie recipe you'll ever need, or you're setting your sights on conquering an opera cake. Hey, Tanya, nice to have you stop by on Amazon. Hello. We're going to look through First Cream the Butter and Sugar. Packed with advice for every level of home baker. I'm kind of like down there. This came out in 2023, recently-ish. I had a hard time getting it from the library. The publisher is Murdoch Books, and the author is Amelia Jackson. The chapters are For the Love of Cookies, Cakes, Glorious Cakes, Everyday Cakes, Celebration Cakes, Everyone Loves a Tart, Choux, My Greatest Pastry Love, Yeasty Bakes, Luscious Filling, Sauces, and Toppings. I'll do a quick flip through to give you a preview of how gorgeous this book is, and it is huge. I can't imagine how many years it took her to test the recipes, create them, bake them, test them, write it down, and then get this photographed, and oh my gosh, amazing. I saw some beautiful things in here. It's heavy and I can't hold it up very long. Katie and I actually get neck issues from holding up giant cookbooks on camera. So I'm going to flip through pretty fast. Nutty Millionaire Shortbread, just so I can put this heavy book down sooner. Parmesan Chili Sables. Wow. Chili is, I'm kind of a wimp. Here's the Cakes, Glorious Cakes chapter. And let's jump over to, I don't like it when there's no name of the cake on the picture and I have to go backwards. I don't know which one this is. I don't know. It doesn't say, it's just a generic cake. Step-by-step photos, you know I love those. Glad to catch you. Yes, thank you for coming by. Chai spiced pear cake. That would be really nice for autumn. Very harvesty. Lazy apple pie cake. I'm lazy. This would be perfect for my recipes. Oh, these are cute. The best chocolate friands. Friands? I think that's a French word. Oh, I love cake. I think I see pistachios and flowers crushed on the top. Plum and almond upside down mini cakes. Oh, someone bookmarked it and left it in the book. I'm going to take off their bookmark. Goodbye. There's a reason I keep a little trash can right next to my studio. Oh, this is pretty. A baklava cake. How about, oh, these are pretty. Oh, meringue. That is a lot of piping. That almost could look like a pine cone for an autumn. Oh, a heart-shaped cake with strawberries on it. That is gorgeous. Okay, the cake chapter in this book is very fun. But we got to skip ahead because I can't show you everything. Here's a baked lemon tart with meringue piping on the top. That's gorgeous. There's the author. Dark chocolate and prune tarts. This is a raspberry passion fruit tart. Apple tart tatin. Nice for harvest. We just went through here in Seattle. Oh, little galettes. I don't think I've ever made mini galettes. Choux, My Greatest Pastry Love. I'm trying to get set up to do some kitchen live streams. I'm going to probably demonstrate some more Dash mini waffle molds, mini pancakes. I have a technique where I paint cookies with edible glitter and beautiful shiny things. I'm going to try and do that. Live streaming in your kitchen is really messy, and I have to set up lighting and microphones and stuff. So it's going to take me a while before I do it, but I think it's going to be some fun holiday live streams. Double chocolate eclairs, coffee eclairs. And a lot of people ask us, how come you don't bake something from the cookbook and then put a photo of it on Instagram? And that's because everyone does that. There's millions of pictures of people's food and recipes on Instagram every day, but there's only dozens of pictures of cookbooks on Instagram every day. So we decided to specialize in that. Sweet bread dough. Gorgeous photography. Cinnamon scrolls, not rolls, scrolls. Hazelnut and coffee scrolls. And a Danish jam plate. That looks yummy. And my boyfriend is Danish. Well, his ancestors. First, Cream the Butter and Sugar, a gorgeous baking book by Amelia Jackson. It is 33% off today, dropping it down from $50 to just $33 for those of you that still like to have hardback cookbooks around the house. We went through that one. We went through Disney. Let's look through Chetna's Indian Feasts. I definitely have not tried very much to make Indian food at home, and I would like to. I think I'm intimidated by the amount of ingredients that I don't already own. So this came out, I think, August. Everyday meals and easy entertaining. And of course, you remember Chetna from the Great British Baking Show or the Great British Bake Off. Hamlin, the publisher, sent us this cookbook for free so we could show it to you. So thank you for that. Contents: Friday night takeaway, shot, feast for two, fast feast, barbecue, picnic, festive feast, and Sunday brunch. Gobi 65. This is sunflower oil and a cauliflower, and you're going to batter it with ginger and chili garlic sauce that you can buy at the store. Yum. Oh my goodness. What are these? Chicken tikka masala, prawn vindaloo, vegetable jalfrezi, sag aloo, cumin rice. I'm so glad to have this recipe in the house. I might make that tonight. Paneer. No, because I'm going to a restaurant tonight. I keep forgetting. I don't have to cook tonight. I like cooking, but not on a work night when I've been working all day. I like cooking on Saturdays and Sundays when I have time to just get in the kitchen and mess around. So here, oh, beautiful. Roasted cauliflower salad. Spinach onion paratha. It's so hard to photograph brown food and make it look good, and they managed to do it here. Good job. Good photographer. Roasted garlic raita. Oh, I'd love to make my own raita. Here's the fast feast chapter for people that are entertaining a crowd. Spicy ginger garlic chicken. That would be a crowd pleaser for sure. Oh my gosh. Moong dal salad. Lentil salad. Or mung beans, excuse me. Quick naan sweet corn raita. There's a barbecue chapter in here with paneer skewers. Yum. Masala spatchcock chicken. That would be a great snowy winter day food. Oh my goodness. The spice will warm you up. Tamarind potatoes. Oh, I'm excited to try that. I hadn't thought of putting tamarind. You need sea salt, chopped coriander for the garnish, rapeseed oil, salt, chili powder, garlic granules, and tamarind chutney. And there's a recipe for that in the book. Tomato and peanut chutney, roast tomato raita. Those of you just joining us, we're looking through Chetna's Indian Feasts. I've never heard this word before. Skikanji. It is cumin seeds, mint, water, castor sugar. So it's a refreshing drink with lemon juice and ground pepper. Wow. Chutney club sandwich. Yum. We're getting to the end of the book. Mango panna. Tandoori paneer curry. Poppy seed potatoes, mint raita, masala puri. Gujia, it looks like little hand pies. Yum. That is Chetna's Indian Feast. This is a great gift book for people that like entertaining and hosting people at their homes. Everyday meals and easy entertaining. It is on sale today, 15% off, dropping it down to $28. I'd love to know why I get congested when I'm on camera. I'm like coughing like that. It's probably from all the talking. Well, I have to talk. I'm not just a cookbook flipping machine. Next, I grabbed this from a used bookstore. It's not used. It's by Abrams. Maddie Matheson, Home Style Cookery. I thought this is the perfect cookbook for Meal Plan Monday because we got to plan meals for a whole week. I don't think I've looked through this before. Abrams, photography by Quentin Bacon. I definitely remember his name. He's a fantastic food photographer. Here's all the chapters. Stock, spread, vegetables, dips, purees, and spreads, dumplings and pasta, yum, curries, soups, and a stew, sandwiches, fried foods, and cast iron cookery. I often have to stop my boyfriend from cooking stuff in cast iron that a nonstick skillet would work for, or other stuff. Like, he just thinks he should use a cast iron for everything. No. Smoked, roast bakes, and a pie, and desserts, and a grilled chapter. So let's start off with this stunning photography. Let's flip through really quick to get a general idea of what this looks like. Ooh, I see some good stuff. All right. Grilled naan. Making it yourself, baking it, and then grilling it. Cornbread. There's a cast iron recipe for you. Stocks are broths. Broths are stocks. Fortify your life. Rutabaga Naji? What? I don't remember what rutabaga is. Court bouillon. Pickled radish, carrot, kraut, bread and butter pickles. Favorite salad of all time. Bulgur tabbouleh salad. Let's keep skipping. This is another one of those giant heavy cookbooks. Roasted cauliflower and hazelnuts. I could roast cauliflower every night and die happy. Fingerling potato supreme. This is good canned tuna tomato sauce. Tomato sauce, excuse me. Here's some step-by-step photos for making a bone marrow tomato tartine. This is whipped goat cheese with pea lardon, honey, and bee pollen. Let's find out if you can buy bee pollen on Amazon. Possibly, because they own Whole Foods. Dumplings and pasta chapter. This will be fun. Here he is getting his pasta ready. Oxtail and mirepoix pierogies. So this is a multicultural book with recipes from many traditions. Oh, it's getting hearty. Yum. This is, let's look up what this is because that looks really good. I think we're in the pasta chapter. Ricotta egg yolk raviolo. And here's clams and hot Italian sausage spaghetti. That's nice how they're doing seafood and meat in the same dish. My boyfriend would love that. Only the pure in heart can make a good soup. Oh, that's cozy. Here's green curry duck legs and yellow curry clams. What is this? Beef cheek risotto. This is a double beef patty melt with Gruyere and molasses bread. Oh, interesting. Italian beef sandwich. Oh, I see some fried chicken. Most of these home-style cooking books do have a fried chicken recipe, and I'm pretty sure the recipes aren't all that different, but you need to have it written down. Fish sticks with Kewpie tartar sauce. Ooh, I've never made my own tartar sauce. I might want to. Oh, here's the skillet meals. And easy to start, hellish to clean up. I like this guy's sense of humor. Roasted salt crust leg of lamb. Chapter 10, smoked. They're smoking Christmas ducks with orange whiskey and hoisin glaze. Excuse me. Smoked 7 seafood chowder. Smoked trout almondine. And let's jump to the back of the book. Squid and romesco. Grilled sardine and cabbage sando. Shrimp banh mi dog. I love them so much, but hate making them even more. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Joni's chocolate zucchini cake. And the zucchini, you can't taste it, and it adds moisture. That is Maddie Matheson Homestyle Cookery. It is on sale 57% off, $14.99 for that giant book that I just rudely threw on the ground. Sorry. Next, here's a cookbook that I just got from the library. I have not looked through it yet, and I've never heard of the Brooklyn bar and bakery that it comes from. Well, let's check it out. I just kicked my desk and the camera's shaking. Sorry. This came out in 2016, which is longer ago than I would have thought. Time is flying. Butter and Scotch, recipes from Brooklyn's favorite bar and bakery by Allison Cave and Kiwi Landreth. So the chapters are cake stuff, cupcake batters, frosting, pie crust, ice cream toppings. Behind the bar, cocktail syrups, infusions, and something called fat washing, brown butter scotch. And then brunch, happy hour, night, and late night. I like how this is set up. Okay, let's flip through really quick, get an idea of what this cookbook looks like. Okay. Chocolate cupcakes recipe. Variations, salted chocolate caramel cupcakes, chocolate raspberry cupcakes, chocolate peanut butter cupcakes, dark chocolate frosting, pie crust, ice cream toppings, hot fudge, etc., cocktail syrups, a whole bunch of them. I don't usually make those at home. Magic buns. Step-by-step photos. Yay, I love those. Brooklyn biscuits, biscuits and gravy. I made biscuits and gravy for my boyfriend yesterday, and I cheated and used a gravy packet and stirred boiling water into it. He loved it, but I was like, oh, I'm cheating. Maple bacon cupcakes. So far, I'm not loving any of the photos in this cookbook. Pepsi milk. Oh, that's nice. That's okay. I take it back. I like that photo. Tanya's going to check it out. Yes, because it's from Brooklyn. And have you ever been to this bar or bakery? You might have been. Kings County Corn Bowl Sunday. Here's Negroni pie. That sounds delicious. I love cocktail-themed pies. Whatchamacallit pie? Cherry pie. And they want you to pair it with a bleep fine cup of coffee. Porto Quinti, Rhonda's Ruby Hot Toddy, Menta, Make a Julep, the Mary Ellen, pie and cake and cookie shake. I'm in the mood for a whiskey milkshake, even though it's really cold outside. Pimento cheese, sesame chili popcorn. I need more photos. I need a lot more photos. So that's butter and scotch. Recipes from Brooklyn's favorite bar and bakery. It's 65% off today, dropping it down to $10.42, probably because it doesn't have a lot of photos. Next, I just got this from the library, and I think Katie looked through this, and I actually might have looked through this a couple months ago. I don't remember, because we looked through a lot of cookbooks, but I love the cover. The Italian Home Cook, The 100 Recipes You Need to Know by Sylvia Coloca. Beautiful tomato salad on the back. It's paperback, which surprises me because not a lot of cookbooks are paperback lately. That's a library sticker. This came out July 2023 from Plum Books. Take a look. Ooh, pink dress. Chapters are the Veggie Patch, Poultry and Meat, From the Sea, Legumes and Grains, Bread, Sweets, and Coffee. The Pantry chapter, of course. Ooh, I love the illustrations. This is fun. Caprese, a ox heart tomato and mozzarella salad. That must be the one from the back cover. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Spaghetti alla crudiola, spaghetti with fresh tomatoes, olive oil, and basil. I wish I'd had this recipe when I had fresh tomatoes in my garden last month. Baked stuffed tomatoes. Oh, cute kid alert. This is hand-shaped pasta with broccoli rabe. I throw a lot of broccoli into our pasta. The only way I can get my kids to eat it. Zucchini, flowers in pastella. Fried. Yum! This is risotto with zucchini pesto and ricotta salata. Eggplant, tomato, and mozzarella bake. Yum! This could be a nice casserole to bring. I've been going to more potlucks lately and I'm really intimidated because despite being a cookbook blogger, I'm not a cook. I look at cookbooks all day. That doesn't mean I practice cooking things you can bring to a potluck with people that cook all the time. It's so intimidating, and I brought enchiladas that were not very good. So this would be something I would practice. I would never take a dish to a potluck unless I had tested the dish at least twice, like previously. This is Roman style roast potatoes with cherry tomatoes. Look how thinly they slice those. Wow. Sicilian fritters. That Wow, they look like burgers. Okay, I guess they put them on a thick bread. Ligurian chickpea pancakes. Chickpea sounds utterly too healthy for pancakes for me. Lentil and semolina gnocchi soup. I love how many of these recipes are vegetarian. This one is not. It's spicy mussel and bean stew. That's gorgeous, though. Barley risotto with pea pesto and prawns. Egg drop soup, minestrone. Wow. What? I have never seen something like this. Are you kidding me? A leftover spaghetti frittata. Now, we don't usually have leftover spaghetti at my house, let's be honest, but that's fun. Okay. Step-by-step photos for making some kind of a Neapolitan Easter pie. Oh, that's gorgeous. And it looks like a lot of work. Here are pugliese, cheese bites. Homemade mascarpone. Wow. Crispy fried prawns, baby zucchini, and calamari. Very summery. Here's a quick risotto with clams and cherry tomatoes. That's beautiful. Bongoli. Sicilian anchovy and tomato deep pan pizza. I'm guessing that Tanya likes New York style pizza instead of Chicago, but just because you live in New York doesn't mean you have to prefer their style. So I don't know. Whole snapper with potatoes, cherry tomatoes, olives, and capers. Here's Milanese style veal schnitzel. Here's the bread and sweets chapter. A mini ciabatta bread rolls. Oh, I've never made. No, I made ciabatta at home once. They didn't turn out like ciabatta, but they were delicious and we ate them. But I don't know what I did wrong. They were too soft. They were more like Parker House rolls. Sultana honey and rosemary bread rolls. And this is a beautiful focaccia with vincato cherries. Never heard of those. That is gorgeous. That is the Italian home cook. It is not on sale today. It's $28.75 here on Amazon. So I'm going to give you a quick sneak preview of The Cheese Life, which is coming out next week, but the publisher doesn't want us to show you the entire book so early. I'm very excited about this one because when I did a quick flip through, it looks gorgeous. Recipes, cheese boards, and pairings. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending this. It's by Matthew Carver and Patrick McGuigan, or McGuigan. It is by Hachette and I think Hamlin. Living the Cheese Life, pouring and pairing tools of the trade, buying cheese, further reading, grill, melt, bake, grate, slice. Living the Cheese Life as we do. So let's flip through. You're going to see some gorgeous cheeses. I just had a really good manchego with quince paste yesterday at that Spanish restaurant. Oh my gosh, these look so good. Okay, I have to show you just a few photos. How to buy cheese. Let's do a recipe or two. This sandwich is called a Beastie Boy. And it uses, you make your own barbecue sauce for it. Cooked macaroni, bechamel sauce, cookie mozzarella, roasted pineapple. Wow. Bloody Mary beans. That would be nice snow day food. Tanya loves New York style pizza. Okay, I was right. 3 cheese and cider fondue fries. Yes, please. I'm going to have to take a lunch break after this live stream. Moon River, I'm sorry I forgot to look over here. Oh my gosh, I missed you by 2 minutes. So sorry. You got an early copy too and you have this. Oh my gosh, have you made anything out of it yet? Free cheese and cider fondue fries sounds like a miracle. I need to have lunch. Ah! Well, that's nice that they sent you a copy too. I love this publisher. They are very generous. Stuffed, oh, truffled brie burger. My boyfriend does not like brie, but I'm working on him. If I just sneak it in his food, he will like it. How can you not like it? Fondue. Oh, what's this? Blue cheese and pastrami raclette. Another type of fondue. You have to be very careful with cheese. Blue stuffed prunes. Jalapeno poppers with garlic and herb dip. I need to stop buying frozen grocery store jalapeno poppers and making them because I should just make these because they'll taste so much better fresh and not frozen. They're obviously good or I wouldn't have been buying them, but this is 5 cheese macaroni because 4 cheeses is not enough. My house, my rules. My boyfriend eats what he cooks or he sleeps on the couch, says Moon River over on YouTube. Yes. Last night I kicked my boyfriend out of the living room because I wanted to watch The Gilded Age on HBO. And he's just not into shows where there's a bunch of women drinking tea and gossiping and being bitchy in fancy dresses and beautiful houses. So he's like, well, this show is boring. I'm like, there's 4 other TVs in this house. Bye. He's like, but you're in the room with the fireplace. I'm like, yeah, but it's my house. Celeriac and potato tartiflette. Now we're going to be making a tartiflette over in the Cookbook Divas Cook-Along this month, which starts November 1st. We're cooking through roast figs, sugar snow. Jump onto our Instagram if you want to learn about that. You can join. You can cook as much or as little as you want. I had never heard of a tartiflette until I saw it in that other cookbook, and here's another one. I might be able to compare recipes. Smoked poacher and haggis Scotch egg. No, thank you. Here's the great chapter. Truffled mushroom eggs. Yes, please. Yeah. You have friends who are in the show. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I bet they didn't enjoy wearing corsets for months on end, though. It's not your type of show, but it's fun and beautiful clothes. Yes, and beautiful furnishings. And the food from the dinner party scenes is like, let's get ready to crumble. Stilton and caramelized walnut gelato. I would totally eat that, especially at Christmas. It just seems so fancy. And here's how to do cheese boards. I'm going to skip that because, frankly, we've had so many cheese board cookbooks come out lately. They're all awesome. We don't need to spend a lot of time looking at it. So this is The Cheese Life. It comes out November 7th, which I believe is a Tuesday because most books come out on Tuesdays now. I don't know why. $29, not on sale. I'm going to take another quick sip of water and... Moon River, did you get a sneak preview of this cookbook? A very vegan Christmas. It is gorgeous. You're over cheese boards. Thank you. Me too. I might have to, for Amazon live stream, do a Christmas tree cheese board little live stream show. I will do it. But we need to move on as a society. But I did like it when the first person did like a nacho table on Instagram. You need it in your life. Yes. Let me put this up on Amazon. A very vegan Christmas. It's 50% off today. It's by Sam Dixon. I'm shocked that it's so much on sale because it's not even out yet. It's $9.99 today. Let's click on this. Come on. Oh my gosh. I'm going to click on it so you can see the little product rising up the screen. Featured now. A very vegan Christmas. It doesn't even... Oh, it came out September 14th. Okay. That's why it can be on sale. I thought it wasn't out yet. I can't keep track of all the cookbook dates in my head because you should see my office. Well, let me give you a preview. Here's the cookbook. That's only some of the cookbooks that are in my office and then downstairs and next door in the other room. I hope they're taking over. Good problem to have. A very vegan Christmas. Plant-based recipes for celebrating in style. We'll do a quick flip through. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. I might add real, because I'm vegetarian, I might add some dairy back in here, but that's me. Party food chapter. Mains, sides, leftovers, baking, and desserts. Simple. This would be a great Christmas gift for the vegan in your life. I have 2 vegan sisters, and they don't really keep up with cookbooks. I mean, they use them, but they probably cook online using online recipes. But still, I could wrap this up and make a pretty gift. Pomegranate Negroni. I have been trying to like Negronis because I can't just order a Manhattan or an old fashioned every time I go to a bar. Boring, but they're so bitter. But pomegranate might win me over. Moon River is decorated for Christmas now. Nice. I have just bought some Christmas backdrops because I love backdrops for my live streams. But I'm not ready to put them up because I'm still talking about Thanksgiving. But I might do one early Christmas live stream over here on Amazon. We're not going to talk about cookbooks. We're going to talk about toys. But that way I can have my Christmas kitchen backdrop. I hope you see it. Lemony artichoke pate. Love it. And when I throw a party, I always have lots of gluten-free crackers because the regular people don't know and the gluten-free people can finally eat crackers. Beetroot and caraway cakes with horseradish soured cream. You decorate in October. You don't drink. Okay. Ooh, too spicy for me, but this looks so good. Crispy fried cauliflower in Korean chili sauce. How do you get it crispy? I guess because I have a hard time getting it crispy without burning it. Sprout carrot and tofu gyoza. Yum. I have to skip ahead. Mains, aubergine terrine. That's beautiful. That's probably 3 eggplants worth. Oh, look at this. Caramelized onion tart. Yum. I started a meetup group for people who live near me, and we're going to do a Christmas event every single day. And I don't have to host all of the events, but I'm excited that people that love Christmas as much as I do are going to come together, and no one shames anybody for loving Christmas as much as we do. I do like Hallmark Christmas movies. I was disappointed with the first one that came out back in October. The hockey one was like, I don't really like hockey, but I definitely have the schedule printed out. And I don't sit there and just watch the Hallmark Christmas movies like, wow, because I am an entrepreneur, so I always have a laptop or a phone, and I'm doing some work and chatting with people on Instagram while I watch. So Hallmark Christmas movies are perfect for that because you don't completely have to follow the plot 100% of the time. And I prefer them to Lifetime because Hallmark Christmas movies are romantic, and Lifetime gets a little more on the I left my ex-husband and he's stalking me side. And those are good movies too. But not for Christmas. For Halloween, those are great. People who shame others need to stop. Yes. Here's a leek and oat crumble. So a savory side. Jerusalem artichoke cake with rosemary and garlic. I cannot regularly find Jerusalem artichokes, but I try. Here's nut roast wraps. Roasted veg and stuffing hand pies. I love that. I love hand pies. Red cabbage and sauerkraut soup. Roast potato salad with pickled onions. I love adding color like that in wintertime when everything else is white. Baking. This will be fun. Vegan baking for the holidays. Spicy cornbread muffins. Pastry scrap sun-dried tomato pinwheels. Oh, I love that because I often have pastry scraps. Oh, this is gorgeous. A king cake, but made vegan. And desserts. Why was the king cake not in the dessert chapter? Because it was in the bakes, I guess. Okay. Let's look at one. Ooh, what's this? Sticky stem ginger toffee pudding. So none for me because I'm allergic to ginger. That's a very vegan Christmas. It's on sale today, 50% off, dropping it down to $9.99. So I am going to end this live stream now because we went through just about all of the books. And I need to go take a break and get caffeinated. I'm coming back later today over on Dark Side of the Library, our other channel. Let me throw the address down here. We're going to be talking about spooky season reads, all the dark books and creepy stuff. So if that's not your jam, do not watch it. But if it is, come on back on by. And thanks so much for being here and chatting. I'm so glad I wasn't talking to myself the whole time because that's kind of embarrassing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.